On a winter night in December 2025, when cold winds from the Sea of Japan swept across coastal towns, no one imagined that everything would change in a matter of seconds. Like an invisible fault splitting open beneath their feet, decades of accumulated tectonic energy erupted violently. The ground shook, buildings swayed, lights went out, alarms blared, and terrified voices pierced the darkness. At 9:42 p.m. on December 8th, a massive 7.6 magnitude earthquake struck off the northeastern coast of Japan, plunging the nation into chaos. The scenes that followed, captured live by surveillance cameras, live streams, and handheld phones, stunned the entire world. This long-form report reconstructs the event in full, the last peaceful minutes before the quake. The violent shaking, the tsunami scare, the emotional aftermath, and the footage that made millions across the globe hold their breath. At the time of the earthquake, Japan was enjoying an ordinary winter evening. Families were finishing late dinners, young people were watching YouTube, gaming, or video chatting. Convenience stores remained open, glowing under fluorescent lights. Workers headed home after a long day. In Aomori, near the eventual epicenter, the winter wind blew sharply from the sea. Further south, Tokyo was still bright, busy, and alive, a city that rarely rests. Nothing in the atmosphere hinted at the massive geological shift building beneath the ocean floor. People who would later become unwilling witnesses to a historic natural disaster were going about their routines. A man paying at a convenience store counter. A streamer talking to viewers during a gaming session. A hotel staff member cleaning the lobby. A taxi driver waiting for a fare. None of them knew that within seconds, the world around them would shake violently.
对啊，好久哦，他们在房间里。现在已经没有视讯，没有那个啦。
At 9:42 p.m., a light tremor rippled across the region. On lower floors, it sounded like dishes clinking. Higher up, some felt a soft swaying motion. 2 seconds later, the shaking intensified. The floor rumbled. Walls groaned. Hanging lights swung erratically. Then the quake erupted into full force. In viral videos captured across Aomori and Hachinohe, apartment buildings swayed like massive ships caught in a storm. Shelves collapsed inside supermarkets, sending products raining down. A woman live-streaming screamed as her ceiling lamp whipped violently back and forth. Cabinet doors flew open, plates crashed to the floor, pets darted in panic. One resident in Aomori recalled, "I heard a loud crack from the ceiling. For 10 seconds, I thought the building would collapse." A convenience store camera showed entire aisles shaking before crashing to the ground. In a train station, commuters shouted as the glass roof above them shuddered. Car alarms echoed from a parking lot as the ground buckled underneath. Japan may be accustomed to earthquakes, but this one felt different. The fear captured in every video was unmistakable, the primal terror of having the ground itself betray you. Four minutes after the initial shock, the Japan Meteorological Agency issued a tsunami warning. The coastal cities along Sanriku, a region scarred deeply by the 2011 disaster, were jolted into immediate action. Emergency sirens wailed through the cold night. Loudspeakers blared urgent messages. Tsunami may arrive. Move to higher ground immediately. Do not return home. Roads rapidly filled with vehicles heading uphill. A glowing ribbon of headlights stretched toward the mountains as families fled the coast. Many people abandoned cars and ran on foot, carrying small children, backpacks, and flashlights. Traffic cameras captured small waves hitting the shoreline. Though only 20 to 70 centimeters high, they moved fast enough to be deadly. The true fear was not the first wave. but the possibility of a much larger one following behind it, echoing the tragedy of 2011. The nation held its breath. Entire districts in Aomori and Hokkaido were plunged into darkness after the quake ruptured power lines. Streetlights flickered and died, houses went dark. Only the beams of cars, smartphones, and a few emergency lights cut through the pitch-black night. Inside buildings, chaos unfolded. Hotel swimming pools sloshed violently, creating artificial waves powerful enough to overturn chairs. Classrooms and offices were left with overturned desks. Shelves in shops collapsed entirely, spilling goods across the floor. Videos recorded inside homes revealed the raw soundtrack of disaster, the deep roar of the earth, the clatter of breaking glass, frantic breathing, children crying, and alarms from every direction. Even without special effects, the sounds alone were enough to make viewers tremble. While authorities inspected damage, seismologists issued an unsettling warning: powerful aftershocks could follow. Some might reach magnitude levels above 6.0. Adding to the anxiety, recent scientific discussions had highlighted the risk of a potential megaquake, a massive seismic event overdue along the Japan-Kuril Trench. Although no prediction was certain, the timing of this quake made many uneasy. Countless families refused to return home that night, choosing instead to sleep in cars or emergency shelters. With dawn came the full picture of the destruction. Cracked roads stretched for meters. Buildings bore fresh scars. Shops closed temporarily to clean up fallen merchandise. Schools were shut. Train services were suspended. Electrical crews raced to restore power. In coastal areas, rescue teams patrolled the shoreline to ensure no remaining tsunami threat existed. Evacuation centers distributed blankets, water, and warm food to displaced residents. Yet beyond the physical damage, the psychological weight was immense. The earthquake reminded everyone, painfully, of how fragile life remains in the face of nature. As dawn turned into day, Japan began the process it knows all too well: assessing, cleaning, rebuilding, and preparing for what comes next. Residents swept debris from entrances. Shopkeepers restocked shelves. Engineers checked structural integrity. Scientists analyzed seismic patterns. Government officials briefed the press hourly. Life resumed, but with caution. Deep down, the nation understood a truth spoken quietly but widely. This may not be the last quake. It may not even be the strongest one waiting beneath the Pacific. On the night of December 8, 2025, the Earth sent a message. It was forceful, unmistakable, and deeply humbling. Humanity may shape its cities, but the planet still shapes our fate.
Nossa, derrubou a estátua, velho. Eu ia lá e abriu o carro. Nossa, velho do céu. Que arregaço, cara. Olha lá uma caminhonete. O outro carro lá atrás, não. Nossa, arregaçou os carros tudo, velho. No já era. Nossa, tudo é PT. Um freezer ali, ó, de açaí, eu acho. Caralho, tá muito alta essa água, velho.
Meu Deus! Eita, irmão! Misericórdia! Olha isso! Ih, olha a água! Caraca, olha a água! Misericórdia! Meu Deus! Que isso, cara?门头沟区中昂时代广场发洪水了。门头沟区中昂时代广场发洪水了。